Bo back in the lounge. I want to say hello to the 1.5 million listeners we have all over this great planet. And nothing's bigger than MMA right now in the U.S. and the world. And we're going to talk to a local guy. His name's Ronnie, the Punisher Phillips. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, man. Listen, nice bio. You've been involved in Michigan mixed martial arts. It's pretty impressive to see how the growth of the sport has been doing for a lot of people in the state of Michigan.
It's going good, man. I've had a hard last couple fights, but I'm down here training with Matt Hughes down in Granite City, Illinois, and his camp, and it's awesome, man. Just ready to push forward and forget about the last couple.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about MMA. It is so much like NASCAR. And I mean by that is that the fans tend to be very loyal to their fighters. You may have a small family base, small friend base, but when you start showing up for matches and, have an incredible site in MySpace like you do, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are catching on to the Punisher.
Oh, yeah. I've got a big support group at home. Did a lot of fundraisers. That's what got me down here. Just a huge support group. I can't thank my friends and family enough for, all the people that, and they stay loyal to me even, no matter whether win or lose, everybody's still got my back and, pushing me to keep on going and fighting hard.
Now, what brought you to go seek out one of the best fighters and college wrestlers in the country in Matt Hughes?
I heard a lot about his camp, and he's always been, I've always looked up to him back when he fought Frank Trigg, and just big inspiration. How he is a person of God. I admire that a lot, and just wanted something to, take me to the next level. And I figured, why not have, one of the best welterweight of all time to have me challenged to,
Absolutely. Having, you look at Matt's career in college, what a stud he was. Then he goes to the UFC and is a stud in that. Yes, he's had a couple hiccups in his career, but who hasn't in mixed martial arts, right?
Oh, exactly. Just got to learn from it and move up from there.
Now, what are kind of things, when you look back at your fights that you've had, you mentioned the last couple fights, you obviously have watched the videos of them. What have you sort of taken from the Matt Hughes camp that you wish you knew when you had those two fights?
I wish I would have had the conditioning. One of the fights I took on 4-hour notice against the best guy in Michigan amateur at the time, Eric Moon. He was I think 18-2 or something at the time, and that was just kind of one of the last minute deals. But the last one I lost, I beat the guy before, and I just didn't use the techniques that I really knew, and I think if I would have came here and been a little bit more confident with my wrestling and would have had my conditioning a little bit better, that I would have been a lot better off,
Absolutely. No, one of the big things, Ronnie, we know in mixed martial arts, when a lot of people start out young and they're learning how to do the sport, even college coaches that we know that are wrestling in the WEC and small groups out west, the one thing that they said, absolutely without a doubt, is you're never prepared cardiovascularly when you step in that ring. The adrenaline rush, the cage door slams, the people cheering, and when the fight goes on, you feel like you've just got a marathon, and it's only the first round.
Oh, yeah, it's very true. It's the biggest rush you could ever ask for, and I don't know. I mean, I thought I was prepared before my conditioning going in, but the way that these guys push me down here and the training down here, it's just through the roof compared to the way I was training at home. It made me realize what I really need to, do in my training to be able to step it up and try to take it to the next level.
Now, in a lot of forms of training, a lot of disciplines in mixed martial arts, they have a lot of questions, a lot of things they bring forth from the individual. Besides the cardiovascular training, what has been that other element that the Hughes people have brought out of you that you didn't think you could do?
I'd have to say, just taking a beating from these guys. I mean, these guys are world class. Everybody here, and when we go into sparring class, and I used to be, one of the top guys at my camp. I come down here and I'm one of the worst, just getting beat up on every day, and just taking a beating every day, and I'm putting my whole body through punishment that I never thought I'd be able to. I'm learning great jiu-jitsu down here. I'm learning great stand-up, great Muay Thai. I mean, everything you can think of. Just my whole game is just moving up every day, it seems like.
Now, with the growth of amateur fighting in the state of Michigan, and everybody's got their fingers crossed that they're going to start letting more professional fights, what is on the agenda? We know Matt Hughes has got contacts in the UFC, the WEC, all over this country. But for you, Ronnie, what is up next that you're trying to get prepared for?
Right now, I may have a fight set up for September 12th back home for the XCC in Pontiac. I'm not really sure if I'm going to make it back for that or not. I'm actually trying to stay down here for a little bit longer than I planned. I have liking this like a ton down here, and everybody's been super nice to me and just welcomed me right in. And I feel like I need a little bit longer down here than what I thought initially. So, and with I'd like to see some more pro organizations coming into Michigan. You know, maybe a few new organizations starting their own thing based out of Michigan, and then maybe they can work their way nationally too.
You know, it looks like it's the wave. I think the economy has really taken a lot of things by storm. We know living in Michigan how bad it is here, where the nation might be recovering in certain elements. But to have MMA here professionally, I think would be a huge boost, because imagine the UFC or even King of the Cage showing up in force, and Strike Force to speak of the new organization. That would be so huge for this community.
Oh, I agree. I think that it would definitely help out our economy. You know, if UFC came in and had a show at the Palace or something, how much revenue that would bring to Michigan, it would be incredible. I don't even understand why it hasn't been legalized and we haven't had more professional fights everywhere in Michigan yet.
Absolutely.
That makes no sense to me.
Absolutely. Ronnie, we want to say thanks for being up. We're going to ask if we can give you a call in another month and see how that September date's looking for you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ronnie the Punisher Phillips. We're going to keep track of this, one of the studs in the state of Michigan. He's down with Matt Hughes, folks. Take care, Ronnie. One moment.